Hi everyone, I'm going to let a few people join. I'm going to be doing a live tonight with the fabulous Grace, who is the owner of Studio 10 Makeup. And she's going to talk me through a very quick, super easy makeover. And I thought it would just be really nice to come on a little bit earlier. Hello, Lay. So I'm going to be doing this, hence why I've got no makeup on. And I'm going to do a quick makeup tutorial with her. And she's going to show me a really quick, easy go-to. And actually, out of all her products, she's got one that I've been playing with a lot, but I'm madly in love with. And it works on all ages because my daughter's tried it. And it's called the Plumping Blush Glow Up Collection, which is this, and it's a very, very sheer and super creamy, but it's one of those amazing products. So she's going to talk us through each of the products, and I wanted to kind of do it with you all, and I thought it was a great opportunity to do this. I get lots of questions. I'm not a makeup artist, I'm a fashion stylist. Hello everyone. Hi Lindsay. Hello from Langer UK. Oh, who's home lover in Langer UK? Hi Catherine, hi Mandy. So I'm going to be joined by Grace. She's going to be coming on very shortly, any minute in fact. I'll wait for her to join. And what I'm going to do is just talk you through with her. Aha, she's joined Studio 10 Makeup. So once she's sent her request, I don't know if any of you guys know how, here she is, view request. Let's go live. Lovely Grace. She's coming in. Hello, hello. Ah! There you are.
How are you?
Look at me. I'm all fresh-faced, ready to
You're
go. I went live.
Fresh-faced and ready to go.
Well, I say fresh-faced. I don't feel fresh-faced. I have to say at 8:30. However,
and you're going to be all ready to go. So where are you going to go at 9:15 or 9:30?
Can I just say, I was just literally introducing, you know, the fact that I'm not a makeup artist, but obviously 2 years younger. You know, one of the big questions is, how do we keep that luminosity? How do we keep dewy? How do we keep looking young? You know, and I'm a massive fan of living in the skin I am, being the age I am. I've lived those great years, but you know, everybody is always looking at how we play with our makeup. And I think it's fair to say, as we age and our hairline changes color, as do our eyebrows, it's really important that we, you know, switch our makeup up.
Absolutely.
So tell me, I would like you to share with everybody who's with us now a little bit about the brand. And I've just been raving about this, by the way. But let's go from you.
Okay, so what you said was absolutely right. And it's the same with hair, fashion. Yeah. We need to upscale it. We need to change it, don't we? So for me, when I was in my sort of mid-40s, I thought, I don't use the same skincare in my 40s as I did in my 20s. So why am I using the same makeup? Because my skin's different. The texture of my skin's different. And I thought, oh, that's quite an interesting thought. And then when I sort of broke it down, because I've been 16, 17 years in makeup product development, but like, I'm not a makeup artist either, but I know how to develop and formulate products. And what I love about makeup is the medium of makeup to transform. It's instant, isn't it? It's like fashion. This is my new kimono style top. I put it on especially for you because I thought she's going to notice. And if she isn't, I'm going to tell her. But you know what? It's made me feel $1 million just by changing my top. And it's the same with makeup. I say it's the confidence that you wear on your face.
Absolutely. And I think that it has the power. Like I always say, if you are somebody who has never worn makeup, even just applying a lip gloss it just makes the light reflect. And you know, you can wear some sunglasses, but you know, I think it's quite a good opportunity whilst we've got everybody with us to start talking about why Studio 10 has such a lovely philosophy. And that is what I think was the first kind of call to action for me, was the philosophy behind the brand. And I love the fact it's quick, easy, effective. And, you know, one or two have mentioned menopausal skin. You know, I understand that, you know, at the time that we're going through such big changes in our lives, our skin's changing, our looks are changing, everything is changing. And I think it's about just refining and defining who we are.
Absolutely.
And how we're going to embrace every day. And by having just a great little makeup bag that you can just zhuzh throughout the day, it does really help your, I think it's an armor. I think if you're not feeling your very best version of yourself, you can
totally agree.
And I hate to say, it's almost like a way of embracing the very best version of you in that moment, to empower you to step forward, open the door, and feel like you're leaving your home confident. And I think that's the big buzzword here.
100%. So what I wanted to do was develop quick fixes, 2 or 3 products that make the biggest difference. Because you know what? Any woman, whether busy, we're rushing around, we don't have time. If it's complicated, it's too intimidating, it's never going to work. So what I wanted to do was 2 or 3 products, 2 or 3 steps that really gives you that confidence boost. But like you said, the philosophy, my passion, my mission is this pro-age movement, which is pro-age, not anti-age. And you know what? We would all like to be 10, 20 years younger, but we're never going to be able to really achieve that. So for me, it's about celebrating your age, wearing it loudly, wearing it proudly.
Well, unless you come on the show, right?
Huh?
Unless you come on the show, of course.
But there's a lot of work that goes into that.
Of course, of course.
And you might do this part, but then you've got, you know, so for me, it's about being confident and really putting your best face forward. Exactly what you said, the best version of yourself. And it is a little bit of armor, but for me, and it's interesting because I have lots of people go, well, I wear makeup when I'm going out, and I'm sort of, my philosophy is wear a little bit of makeup every single day. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you feel tired, you look in the mirror and guess what? You look at the good news, you don't need to look tired anymore.
No.
And it's such, as I say, it's the confidence that you wear on your face. And at a time where so many women, and this is the real mission, feel around middle age, it's a negative, because we live in a society where beauty is associated with youth and youth is associated with beauty. And we're left feeling invisible. We don't feel as relevant. We don't feel as vital. We lose our confidence. And I'm like, we need to change that. We need to change the rhetoric, anti-aging, anti-wrinkle. And we need to grow. Yeah, we need to just grow and celebrate and, you know, love the age. I always say true beauty is ageless, and it's different things to different people. So I get asked all the time, if you're pro-age, what's your view on dyeing your hair? What's your view on Botox? What's your view on... My view is there is no right or wrong way to age. Period, full stop. You do you, and what's right for you because of you, not because of anybody else, not because of these expectations that society puts on us. You do you, what's right for you, with no judgment. So one of my dearest girlfriends, she's 90% grey. Oh, honestly, Gemma, she looks phenomenal. It's like it's a new her. She's rocking it. She's had all her hair cut. She looks amazing. But it's not for me at this point in time.
Fair enough.
And that's fair enough.
I attempted it because I would love to go to that point. However, I think there's a reality that sometimes I think if you're not quite grey enough, I'm very salt and pepper. And I think that it can just look like you can't be bothered to dye your hair. I think it's that fine line, because I actually think with a sharp haircut, it can look really good. But the reality is I need to kind of go a bit further. I'm sort of a bit patchy, if I'm honest. Okay, where are we starting, Grace?
Right, so makeup.
I am in your hands.
I'm going to love this.
Right,
so it's really simple. There's 4 basic steps for makeup, mature skin makeup, whether you use Studio 10 or not, but I'm going to go through those 4 steps. Prime, perfect, shade, and shape, right? Prime is about priming the skin. So using a really good primer, because what that does is it evens the texture of the skin. We've got fine lines, we've got wrinkles, we've got enlarged pores. So because I want this to be really quick, like 1 minute makeup for every day, and if you're short on time, cut the primer out. You shouldn't really, but I'd rather show you 4 key products that will transform your skin and your look and not make it too complicated. So yes, you should prime, but if you're going to skip one thing, skip the primer. Perfect, right? Perfect is a cover-up job. And we need to even out the skin tone. We've got redness coming through, age spots, pigmentation,
so you can see
dark
on me.
circles.
Shall I get a bit closer?
I can see you. I can see you.
I'm quite freckly, actually. And I guess here I'm a bit tired.
Because what happens as we age, our skin thins out. So we don't get darker circles as we age because our skin thins out. More of the colour comes through. And when we talked about, you know, hormone and menopause, we can get a lot of flushing, get a lot of redness in our skin. We can get age spots, pigmentation. So you really want that cover-up job. So really good foundation. Yeah, really, really good foundation. So couple of things. I love tinted moisturizers, but as you go into mature skin makeup, one of my recommendations is drop the tinted moisturizer and drop mineral powders, because they don't give you coverage. They give you a lovely veil, but sometimes and generally we need more coverage. Otherwise you're using concealers and color correctors, and I thought that's too complicated. So this is a medium to full coverage. And I used it today on someone who's actually got a lot of redness in her skin, and she couldn't believe it took the redness out. But, so swap, go from medium to full coverage, but you want to make sure 2 things. A, it's dewy on the skin. Mattifying products, mattes, do not make the skin look dry and cakey. And the most important thing is texture. It's got to be ultra, ultra creamy. Gives you the coverage, but you can blend and buff into the skin so it looks like your skin. So 2 ways to apply it. I generally apply a very soft, using this brush, which is the finger shaped brush. And I just dab it where I need it.
So you load it up. Do you brush it back and forth?
Yeah, brush it back and forth. And then I just plant it where I need it. And then I just start blending it out. And because it's so ultra creamy, you can go all the way under the eye, up into the, you know, just close to the lash line. Because we do have a lot of darker circles, especially as we age.
And then do you blend it out with the other side?
Yeah, I like to. So I tend to use this brush and I put it all over. I'm quite fast. You don't need to be exact. You don't need to, because it's
are you
really
using
nice
little circular motion?
And then I like to just blend and buff. So it really buffs into the skin. So it looks like your skin. Because for me, makeup, and especially canvas, your skin products, for me, are meant to be undetectable. So somebody goes, wow, your skin looks amazing. Not, you know, they're not saying your foundation. So I like to blend and buff. And if you put too much on, you don't need to worry about it, because you can just blend, keep blending until you get a really
And what about the
nice...
eyelids? What about on top of the eyes?
I like to put it on the eyelids.
Yeah,
I like a little bit on the eyelids. A, because we do get quite a lot of discoloration, and it can make you look tired. The eye, you know, they say the eyes are the window to the soul, so you want those to be wide awake. So I like to put it on the eyelids, and then also it gives it a really good base if you then want to go on and put some eyeshadow on. But I can see on your skin how it's starting to really even out the skin tone. So you don't need concealer, you don't need colour correctors. Because you know what? One of the things I really, really worked so hard is, why have 10 products when I only need 3? Why have 20 products? So if I can, everything's multi-purpose, multi-function. You've got to cut out the steps, because we just don't have time. And if it's too complicated, we're not going to do it, are we?
So I'm pushing it in with this end, which is the finger end. I'm just applying a bit more now. I've kind of got to grips with.
Yeah, and then you can layer and build the coverage that you want.
And then buffing it with the other end.
Yeah. So remember to bring it down to your neck so you get a nice even colour. So I'm using the brush and I haven't got anything on it. I don't like rules, because I think rules should be broken. But
yeah, I'd make the worst makeup artist. Hang on.
Yeah, but none of us are makeup artists, so that's why it's got to be quick and easy. Because wouldn't it be amazing to have a makeup artist in your bedroom, your bathroom, every morning? But you know, anyway, it would take up too much time.
How's that?
That looks phenomenal. And if you put it all over your cheeks as well, and then down your neck. So you can see it's just evened out your skin tone, taken out any red areas that you might have, the sort of dark circles, and then you're just buffing it into the skin. So the idea, it's like a second skin, or your skin, but your best skin. And it's slightly dewy. So you don't want anything. I love tinted moisturizers, but sometimes I think they're a little bit too moist. They're too shiny. They're too glossy. You don't want anything that's too glossy. You don't want anything that's too matte or mattifying, because that just makes the skin look drier. So you just want a nice sort of slightly dewy, light reflecting.
Yeah, you can sort of see how it's light reflecting there when I do that.
Because we lose so much lackluster, you know, our skin's lackluster. We lose that luminosity and that radiance. So, you know, for no makeup users, that's all they need. If they're going to think, I can do one product, this is the one step to do, and that's the coverage. So that's perfect cover-up job. Lovely.
What's next?
Right, so even skin tone, flawless, perfect. What we need, we lose as we age, is pigment. We lose pigment in our skin, that healthy flush. You know, my teenage girls have that lovely rosy cheeks. I don't have that. My skin's quite sallow. So we want to put colour back into the
this
skin.
Product, Grace. Right? I'm obsessed with this.
This is our #1 best-selling product.
I'm not surprised.
It transforms skin. And I called it a blusher, and I really wish I hadn't called it a blush, because it's actually a complexion boost. It gives you that healthy flush of colour, and it's a real pick-me-up, and that's what we need. That lovely.
Well, I also like the fact it looks uber natural, and I've been playing with the makeup, and we spoke, and I said, I tried it on my eyelids, I tried it around my hairline, and actually it just gives to the foundation, I think, the appearance that you've got no makeup on.
100%.
Now, just so anybody
ambition.
who's asking questions, we will come to you. I'm going to come to questions as soon as we've done this. So with regards to this product,
this is really important, because when we add colour to the skin, most of us, and something I did, hands up, is we use bronzer. We love bronzer, don't we? Because we want to add warmth to the skin. And when I really started to look at it, I thought, I like that tanned look, and I want warmth, but it doesn't work all year round. In the middle of winter, especially in the UK, you don't want to go around with a fake or a tanned face. And I thought, but what it's not doing, it's not picking the complexion up. So peach, I always say this, peach is a girl's best friend, because, and you'll know this from your fashion and colour and contrast, peach is made up of two undertones. One is orange, and it's the orange in bronzers that give you that warmth. But unlike a bronzer, it's got pink in it, and pink brightens. So you put the two together, it's the most amazing colour. And then I've added very soft gold, light reflecting pearls. So not silver, not strobey. So the way that the trick for this is exactly.
And how many pumps do you use?
Well, I
one's quite a lot.
That's a lot, and it will go a long way. Don't, whatever you do, put it on your brush.
No, I put it on my hand.
You'll be bluffing it in for the rest of the afternoon. Tiny little bit. I like to use the brush.
Oh.
So I do this. Put a little bit on my hand.
Yeah.
Dip the finger shape, because that gives you precision. And you apply it as you would a blush. So a little bit on the apple of the cheek. So it just gives you that lovely fluff. I don't know why I'm using I'll put some on. Yeah, so on the apple of the cheek, and then just bring it up over the cheekbone. But a little trick when we're putting blusher on, so many of us do that, and our face isn't angular. So I like to, when I buff it, I just like to follow the contour of my cheekbone, because you want it to look natural. You want it to look like a natural flush of colour, not, that you're wearing blusher. So that's how I start. Big thing with blushers, and I'm really not a purist, but powder blusher, I really believe passionately doesn't work on aging skin, because it sits, if you use a foundation, we're now using slightly heavier coverage, still light to wear on the skin.
Yeah.
If you put powder on top of an emulsion, it sticks. You can't blend and buff it. So
and then
it looks dry and cakey, and it sort of can look a bit almost grubby, mattifying. So I really, really, really like liquid creme blushers, because you can blend and buff. So exactly as you've done it, on the cheeks. And you get, when you do it, you'll go really quick. In the morning, it is literally, I just throw it on. It's not even an exact science, because it blends and buffs into the skin. Hairline.
It's super light.
Oh, isn't it the most beautiful, seamless, gorgeous texture? A little bit on the nose. So exactly as you would apply bronzer, the areas where the light hits. And then, as you said, this is the grace mode or trick of the century. A little bit on the brush, sweep it through the eyelids. And it just gives the eyelids this wide awake
look. I just want to show the two.
It's so beautiful. And the thing is, you then don't need to even worry about eyeshadow. That's what I was going to say, that's what I love, but that makes me sound a bit strange saying that. Of course, I'm going to love my own brand. But for me, I just wanted a product that was going to make my complexion shine, glow, and give me that healthy flush of colour. So no makeup. So we've got a no makeup person, just use the foundation.
Yeah.
But if you can find the time, and it is so quick, and you add this, you are wake up and glow, ready to go. Your skin
you can really see the difference, can't you?
It's stunning. It's so beautiful on you.
And then I actually quite like a bit of a flush look on my cheeks, because I do too. I think it's actually quite youthful.
It is. It really is, because our skin is so sallow and lackluster. Or we go the other spectrum where we have a lot of redness. So we have to cancel out the redness to give us that even skin tone. And then we're adding colour, pigment back into the skin.
Yeah.
But it's colour that boosts and picks the complexion up. That looks absolutely stunning on you. And I bring a little bit just down my neck, so it all just sort of blends in.
And I quite like doing around the jawline as well.
Yeah. The thing is, because it's your skin, it's like a second skin.
Well, I think what you can see here, this section here, is, can you see how the light is really catching my skin?
Yeah.
And then on the eyelids.
It's like walking around with a ring light. But it's...
Lovely.
That looks stunning.
Okay.
And
what's next, Grace?
What's so interesting about this shade is completely universal. So if you're very ultra fair or a light skin tone, a light veil all the way through, and then deep, rich skin tones, you don't get so much of the colour, but you get all the warmth and the shimmer and the light luminosity. The luminosity. Yeah, it looks stunning.
And that's what makes this, I think, pro age, is this kind of dewiness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful lovely on you.
What's
so
next,
those two things, I have to tell you, these two things I even put on when I go to the gym.
Yeah, and how do you find that? And it stays on nicely?
Well, the thing is, because it's like a second skin, it's almost sort of absorbed into the skin, and it's breathable.
It's super light. I mean, I'm a massive fan of, when I try makeup, I really have to try it, because I can't bear the feeling of too much makeup on.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's really nice,
so
though. Okay.
Horrible. Right,
where do you go? Step 3.
Step 3 is shape. So shade is adding colour. Shape is about adding shape and definition. So we can have big conversations about contouring and sculpting the face, but you know what? No one's going to do it. They're not going to do it. And also, because you're using this on your cheekbones, you're accentuating your cheekbones. So you're sort of sculpting anyway, but in a very easy, quick way. So the next part, shape definition, 2 key areas, really important. Top of the face, you want to frame the face, and I'm going to talk to you about brows. And the bottom half, because you want to create balance, it's about sculpting the lip. So 2 pencils. I looked at loads of different formats for brows, gels and powders that you mix and match, and I just thought, you know what, this is too complicated, no one is going to do this. So brow, I went back to a brow pencil.
That's that one.
That's that one. Went back to a brow pencil. But a lot of pencils are quite waxy because you want them to be soft. But with brows, you don't want it to be too waxy because you want to mimic hair, not hair color. You want to mimic hair, and you want to mimic hair color. So that pencil is a little bit harder than my eyeliner is so super soft, because you're just going to do very light, feathery strokes through the brow, bring it round, and it just gives you that added definition. And I was with someone today who gets her brows tinted, and I said, look, I don't think you're going to need to use a brow pencil. And I did it on her, and actually it made a massive difference. So you just need that depth, that definition.
And I think you're right in saying tiny little strokes.
Feathery strokes. You're not drawing it in. It's just very light, feathery strokes.
And I think for many people like myself, you know, you start to get like small patchy areas.
Well, your brows thin out. That's the thing. Your brows thin out. And I'll give you a little trick on a brow lift, which I created for myself, which is this. When you're applying light feathery strokes, if you just lift the middle of your brow, so it gives you a bit of a lift. When you do light feathery strokes, as you move to that middle point, you go on the top half, almost the top, the outside of that arch, and then bring it round. So it really creates a bit of a lift. The main thing about brow products, this is probably the #1 thing, because I wanted, again, and we developed this with Look Good, Feel Better, which is the cancer charity. I wanted a brow product that looked like natural brows, mimic the colour of brows. And most brow products are too warm, they have too much orange, and they have too much red in them. So it looks artificial. And you need to, this is really important if you're going into stores and looking at brow products, they've got to be really taupey. They're very cool, they're very ashy, and not really a makeup colour, but it will give you the most natural brow. Yeah. And then on the other end, makeup artists, you'll know this from the show, you want to just highlight the brow bone. Yeah. So what I've done...
So the other end of the pencil, you've got this end, ladies.
Yeah, so it's a natural skin highlight. It's not shimmery, it's not glittery, because you remember with Studio 10, it's your skin, but your best skin. So it's meant to look like your natural, enhanced face or features or your skin. It's not meant to look as though you're wearing makeup. So it's like a skin tone, isn't it? It's a skin tone brightener. So where you add definition, you want to add light, and it's the two together. And then a really nice little trick, especially in the mornings, if you're just just think, I need that boost, is use this pencil and just from the inner corner, draw a big fat line. It doesn't even need to be exact. A big fat line from the inner corner along your top lash line, halfway along, a third of the way along, and it just brightens. But on this lash line there,
line, or
here, the lash line. So I'll show you. You know, makeup artists always say put a bit of light in the inner corner. That's effectively what you're doing. I'll put loads on and then you can really see, because I haven't got any on today.
Oh, I love that, Grace.
And it's that easy. So not only does it do your brows, it does brighten the eye area. And it was interesting because, you know, most brow products have a little brush on the end. And I thought it was more important to give you the brightness and the wide awake. And then you can use any brush, you know, just to feather through.
I'm liking going like in here too, like along the lash line a bit and blending.
Yeah, because it just brightens. It just completely brightens. And we'll do this another time, but I've actually used the darker shade to contour. If you've got hooded eyelids, which I do, I've actually used that to contour my eyelid. My eyelid. Well, true like contouring is, you know where your socket is?
Yeah.
So you don't put it through the socket because as you age, yeah, you do it above the socket line. So I've literally just drawn in very light feathery sort of strokes. And then I've just got a brush and I've blended. But for me, that's not every day, unless you've got time.
It's quite quick, isn't it? Once you get your groove.
Yeah. So once you get more sort of confident, maybe, then you can start to play. But that's one pencil.
Yeah.
So frame the face. The most important thing is that you do brows because, as you said, they thin out, and we need that definition.
Yeah.
And then the bottom part, lips.
Pink there.
Pink there. So as we age, this product has my name on it. This is the other product that absolutely has my name on it, because when I was younger, I had really full lips and they've thinned out, slightly wonky. And then, you know, as we get fine lines, product can start, you know, bleeding into your fine lines. So Lipliner. Right, this is quite a big story. So do you remember the days, you probably never did this, but the lip liner where you use the sort of nudie beige colour and then you have a very light, so unflattering. I don't know where that came from, but lip liner almost for me feels a little bit old fashioned. Yeah. But it's the best product to give you shape and definition.
Okay.
So match your lipstick to your lip liner. And I just thought, who's going to do that? You know, because the one area that women like to experiment is with lip colour, whether it's a gloss or a lipstick and I just thought, I don't want 10 lip liners to match these 10 flipping lipsticks or whatever that I bought. And I thought, no, that doesn't work, and it doesn't work for me. So I worked really hard to find and create a product that was lip coloured. So it doesn't matter what you go on to wear, or you might not put anything on top. So this is lip coloured. And what that means is it has more of a pink rosy colour to it.
Can you see? Look.
But
see, I've been using it.
Its undertone is blue. We don't have orange in our lips. We have blue in our lips because guess what? We have blood flow. So this is as simple as lining. And I actually haven't done my lips. You just literally outline. I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I can't see. I can't see at all. Isn't that funny? It's too small a screen, even with my glasses. So you literally just go outline your lip. So look, this side compared to that side.
Yes.
And that is it. That is all you're doing. You're just creating a fuller lip and giving it a nice outline and definition.
Yeah.
I'll balance it out because it looks a bit funny otherwise. And because
again, it's a really creamy.
Yeah, everything has to be. Can you see just on me just how much definition that's given my lip? So I did my brows. I've got makeup on. Purposely did. It's just balanced it, hasn't it? Yeah. And then all I do is I just tap it And sometimes that's all I do. That's all I want, is I just want more definition to my lip.
It's very natural.
Yeah. And then this is the trick. You know, makeup artists always say outline the Cupid's bow.
Yeah.
So the other edge is, once again, is this sort of nude skin toned highlight, but you just do, it's got to be very, very sharp, the Cupid's bow, and just tap it so it blends into the skin, and that creates the illusion of a full lip. Because if you see anyone who's like an Angelina Jolie who's got a natural full lip, they have this sort of light halo. And for those of us who don't have it, you can create it.
Is that good? Does that need blending a bit more?
It's got to be very, very sharp, because you don't want it to look like you've drunk
How's that?
a glass of milk. I've got to put my glasses on. Yes, exactly. And then if you're worried about it, just literally
tap it.
And then what I do is I usually go in afterwards and I just do the little Cupid's bow in the, because I like that to be slightly defined, so it gives me a fuller top lip. And that is it.
Well, I'm going to keep going with a little bit, because you have got the mascara, and I never feel fully made up without that, and I like lots. So what I like is that you've got one end like this.
Yeah, it's double-ended.
Which is also so clever. And then you've got one end that's also fluffier. So I'm going to go for that end. That's the one I like.
Yeah, so that end gives you that sort of full lash. You can build it. So if you want that full-on lovely lash, and actually what I've done, which is quite interesting, is most brushes are that shaped. They're round.
Yeah.
And I've cut the sides off like that.
Yeah,
so
it's lovely.
On the flat edge, you can really, really go close to your lash line. And as you don't have to worry about eyelash curlers, because, you know, who has time to curl their eyelashes? None of us. And then the other end, if you just want a little bit of sort of lengthening, defining mascara, you don't want to do the full-on lash, then you can use the comb. And the comb is brilliant for your lower lashes, because I can't use a big fat brush on my lower lashes because they're so short and so stubby. I end up with mascara on my cheeks.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's nice,
oh, you get it up here.
Yes, whatever I do, I still get it up there, and I think that's because my eyelids are much more hooded. And if you really, really build it, you can build.
Well, as you can see already, look at that.
I mean, it's
and I like
phenomenal.
the fact it creates a really fine lash.
Yes.
Hang on, I'm going to do another coat actually, because I really like it.
And you know the other thing about this, it's got a lash treatment in it. So a lot of my products, I've boosted them with skincare ingredients, hyaluronic acid, foundation's got SPF 30. I've put a lot of treatments because I think we need to nourish. Our skin needs that added. Doesn't take away from skincare. It just adds, it just boosts, supercharges your skincare.
Now that.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
So if you want to finish with mascara, I wear a little bit of eyeliner because I need a little bit more added definition. And then on lips, yeah, just finish. So that with a lip gloss.
So this is the love, which I have to say, Grace, is so, look at that colour. Again, those lovely peachy tones.
Yeah, it's so flattering, isn't it?
I actually also don't put it all the way. I kind of do it in the centre.
Yeah.
And then sort of blend it out.
Yeah, because if you do the centre part, it makes the lip again look fuller.
So I just do that bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's so pretty. It just looks absolutely stunning.
I'm ready to go out.
You are? Where are you going? Where are we going?
Oh, that's so good.
But
and actually,
go on.
I think considering, you know, obviously we've elongated it because we've gone through all the stages and really tried it. Now, I think that what I like is once I've got, I don't know about you, but once I've actually got my eyes on and then my lips on, I actually do like to then go back in again with this. Because I like to then go, do you know what? I think I do need a little bit more, for example, here.
Under the eye.
So
100%.
then I just kind of refresh under. So I always kind of never be afraid to go back in again. I think that's the other big thing.
Absolutely.
And again,
spot on.
And I think that's the big factor, is make the face. I don't know, you know how some people say, I need to have my lips on to see my look. And I think it's a very true saying, is that I need to have my mascara on. Then I'm like, oh, I want to adjust that. And then.
So true. And that what I like about this is I wanted a product that gave me that coverage that I didn't have to then have an under, you know, like a concealer, and then I need an under eye brightener, and then what about color correctors? Now I've got an amazing Skin Perfector concealer color corrector kit. If you've got some issues that are really quite not aggressive but quite heavy, so if you've got not a little bit of redness in your skin, you've got rosacea, because it's got a green color corrector, so the green takes out the red. If you've got really, really dark circles, they're almost bruise-like, I've got a peach color corrector, which will take out the blue and the purple. But generally, for every day, most of us can use
that one.
Yeah,
so I want to go through some of the questions, because I think it's really important to start to answer some. So, oh, wowza. Okay, I'm rolling through, girls. I'm rolling through. Okay. So, let's go to the questions.
I did see one on powder.
Yes, I saw that one too.
Right. So powder is a really interesting subject, and especially hormonal, flushing, skin still a little bit oily, and long last wear. So on top of this, if you really wanted to make that your makeup long lasting and budge proof, then you could use a loose powder. The Laura Mercier loose powder, as far as I'm concerned, is the best in the marketplace. It is phenomenal. And you just use a very light dusting. You put your brush in it, you dust it off, and you're just doing a very light dusting to help set it. Or you can use a setting spray, fixing spray. We're actually developing a powder that's going to come out later this year, which is absolutely outrageous. I cannot wait for that to come out, but that's a different story.
The only thing I would say, Grace, is that I love the fact that actually it's super light, and it doesn't, I don't know about you, but you know, if you take your mobile phone and you put your phone next to it, and sometimes you're like, oh, my makeup's come off. It doesn't do that with this. And I think that this lovely, can you see that lovely luminosity? Yeah. That's what gives the effect of kind of good skin, radiant skin. Absolutely. And I think some of that gets lost a little bit with loose powder.
It does.
Whatever, you know, I obviously work with lots of different ones because I'm obviously on camera. But
until we bring out our powder.
Yes.
Our powder is, because that is something I've worked on, because you don't want to lose that dewiness and that luminosity. So it's really tricky. The other thing is liquid products are not as longer lasting. Right, because you're mixing liquid on liquid. But for me, I would rather just touch up, it's that easy, and have that beautiful healthy flush to my skin and that luminosity than put powder on where it sticks and looks a bit grubby. The other thing about long last, especially if you're going through, you know, it's hormonal and there's a lot of flushing and hot flushes, is primer. So, you know, at the beginning, I said, really, we should use a primer, a really, really good primer.
And do you have a favorite?
Do you know what? We have the most amazing primer, but believe it or not, it's out of stock. And because, obviously, with COVID and stuff, it's taking so long to get the stock in from Italy. But it's got a binding agent, and makeup artists love it. It's got a binding agent, which means your makeup sticks to it, so it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay, so somebody says, I've just bought Glow Bronzer. Can this be used with a peachy one as a main makeup?
Yeah, so do you know what? Interestingly, I did a live, and this question came up last week as well. Right, so the Glow Plexion, the Bronze Glow Plexion, is about bronzing up the skin. And it does have a little bit of light reflecting pearl. So what I like to do in the summer months is I use very, very light veil of the bronzer on my skin first to give me that sun kiss, that bronze. And then I put a little bit of this on top. just to boost it. So you can mix and blend both of them together.
And that creates that dewiness.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you've got a bronzer, like a matte bronzer or a powder bronzer at home, use that light dust, very light feathery dust to give you the tan that you want. And then put this on top, because this boosts the complexion, so you can sort of mix and match. And then in the winter months, I drop the bronzer and I just use this.
Okay. Then somebody's saying, do you do any skincare in your range?
We don't. We've got a like skin care boosting primer, but we don't do skincare. And I really want to do skincare, but as a consumer, I've spent so much money on skincare and I try so many products. For me, it's about the efficacy, it's about results. And until I can absolutely clinically prove what I'm saying, it just makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Get that.
Saying that,
I think
though,
it's so authentic.
what I am using is a facial oil that I've fallen in love with. I was a judge and they gave me facial oils and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure about oils, and they are amazing. And it's by AromaWorks. They do really nice essential oil skincare and body, and I've fallen in love with those products. I'm a real fan of oils. Yeah, really. And you can buy them in Holland and Barrett, and really
lovely.
Gorgeous. So yeah,
I love oils. I'm a big fan of oils, actually.
Oh,
what is the palette? I missed it. It's this one.
Oh, the foundation.
Studio 10, and then it's got a little mirror, and then you've got that. So it's the.
Oh, what's interesting? Well, it looks like you're wearing it on your forehead. What's interesting about that? You just reminded me. It's got 2 shades in it.
Yes.
And that is because you want a product that's all year round. You know, the beauty industry always says you need one product for the summer and you need another product for the winter.
Yeah, this is so you can create your colour.
Yeah, you create your colour. And because it's so buildable, if you don't need a lot of coverage, you can just, with the blending brush, just put like a tiny amount. So it's very light. And then you can build it if you need more coverage. So it's all year round. And you can use the darker shade if you want to do a little bit of natural skin contouring.
Can you see as you kind of suck your cheeks under there?
Yeah.
Right. So what brushes would you recommend? This one. It's finger on that end and it's fluffy on that. Yeah.
And actually that, which is our face brush, I use for the foundation. I use it for the bronze glow complexion. It's just, you can use it for anything, really.
Yeah, and I mean, it's super easy to wash, by the way. I literally, I just use a little bit, I'm going to say, I just use shampoo.
Yeah, so do I. And all of our brushes are vegan, so they're synthetic. Even our eyeshadow
they're really
brushes.
Fluffy, and they also buff really nicely and super soft. So, and does that come as a separate, or does it come with the palette?
No, it comes as a separate.
But it's worth that. Now in my mid-40s, I always struggle at balancing the lips and eye colour. I do prefer a pop of colour in lipstick. What do you advise? Exactly.
Yeah, I love this question. I absolutely love this question. So for me, the eyes, you want to shape, brows, create that natural definition. Lips, as I said, you need to line your lips. You need shape. It's like buying a beautiful new dress and leaving the house without your knickers on. You need that sort of. Someone said you're like Spanx for the face, and I was like, I don't want to be the underwear of the makeup world. That's not very glam, but it's true. So line your lips, and then color. I love color, bold color, a pop of color on lips as we age. Yeah. Because someone asked me, they said, well, how do I get rid of wrinkles or, you know, fine lines with makeup? And I said, well, you can't conceal fine lines and wrinkles. So what you do is you create this sort of distraction strategy. Yeah. Which is create definition, draw the eye to the center of the eye. So you're distracted. So you don't really see fine lines and wrinkles here. And it's the same with the lip area. Because, you know, as we age, we lose collagen. It's a horrible word, but I'm going to use it. We get jowls. It goes all saggy, baggy, you know, marionette lines, you get these. So a bold lip, a strong lip, doesn't need to be a bold colour, but a strong lip is brilliant, perfect for mature skin. And why I love a bold lip is generally we're wearing glasses, so I can't even see those messages until I'm like,
yeah,
like this. I'm like,
yeah.
So if you're wearing glasses, and obviously now glasses are quite big and architectural, you want that balance with a bolder lip.
Yeah, to create that. And I'm going back in at my eyebrows as well, Grace, because I think that's another area, isn't it? I'm liking, and again, I think it is that adjustment as we start to see what it is we're doing.
Yeah, and you get to know, the thing is, it's not about makeup to get a look, because most makeup is fashion, isn't it? Get the look, it's season, it's on trend, catwalk, celebrity. This is makeup that enhances your features, it's your skin but better. So the more you work with the products, you do this all the time, don't you? When we talk about fashion and style, what's the number one thing you say is understand, get to know your body shape, dress for your body shape. It's the same with makeup. Get to know your face, get to know the shape and the contours of your face.
Yeah, and rather than seeing the negatives with the face, particularly, I think that these brushes are making it really easy. I think that the biggest fear, I think, that as we get those fine lines, is buffing the makeup into them, so they're not sitting on the lines. You know, it's about really buffing in, really blending.
Absolutely.
And I love the tip of using the finger end, pushing the makeup in.
Yeah,
and then blending out.
And the thing is, when most people put foundation on, they do that and then they swipe it. So what you're doing is you're putting it on and then you're swiping it,
and it becomes a bit cakey.
It becomes a bit cakey. And the other thing about makeup sitting in fine lines, that's why it's so important to get the right texture, and that's why I use a lot of liquids, very light, ultra creamy products, so I can buff it into the skin. Powder will sit on top of the skin, so if you put it on fine lines, it's going to sit and it's going to accentuate it. So getting the right texture is so key, and then also the right finish, because if it's too mattifying, it makes the skin look dead, and once again will accentuate perhaps fine lines or enlarge pores. So you want to get the right sort of finish.
Okay. Then, how do I improve on perfection? John Biel. I love you, John. I mean, honestly, that's what I have to deal with on set the whole time. I'm buying everything. Yes, you should, Nicola. Can you name the products? Let's go through them.
Right.
From the top, Grace.
And what's great is this is the Perfect Canvas foundation. I've only got one foundation on the whole site. So that's the other thing. You know, most makeup products or most makeup brands have 200 products, you know, 450 SKUs, all the different colours. And I was like, it's too complicated. My whole range across all the skin tones, all the shades, I have 25 SKUs and I have 15 products. So this is the only foundation, Perfect Canvas foundation.
That's Perfect Canvas. Then the brush. What's this one?
Face brush.
There you are. This is a no-brainer. Ladies, if you have one piece to buy today, I think that's the game changer. I really think that is. I mean, and I love the fact that I just said to my daughter, oh, let me try this on you. Oh my God, it looked sensational. I told you, didn't I? I had to really see how much I've used, because she's pumped some out and put it in a little pot.
Well, the thing is with this is really interesting. If you've got amazing skin, right, and you can use it, you don't need the coverage. I need coverage, right? If you don't need coverage and you just use a tinted moisturizer, then this goes on top of it. If you don't have to use anything, and actually I've got a very young following of this product as well.
Yeah, I'm not
because
surprised.
it's all ages, because it just boosts the complexion. So my 22-year-old absolutely loves it. And
I'm not surprised. It's beautiful. Then we've got obviously the lip pencil
and the brow. That's it.
And the brow pencil. Then I threw in the double-ended mascara and also this fabulous lip gloss. Again, I like the fact that actually the color palette on my face is also quite a peachy tone.
Yeah.
And actually it gives it that kind of consistency. And then I love the mascara, though. It's very light. and quite wispy. So the actual lashes are quite wispy within it. And
then you can build the mascara on the ends of your lashes to give you that volume. Extra. But it's really, I think Studio 10 is that no, you know, the no makeup look. It's like the no makeup look.
Yeah.
It's just meant to be your skin, but your best skin. Enhance your natural features. And the idea that it's not really detectable. But actually with this, it is actually a lip treatment because your lips dry. And I love lip treatments and balms, but I wanted the colour and I wanted a bit of gloss. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to do a 3-in-1. Because I don't want...
lovely. And this also looks great without the lip liner, as in just like a really dewy, kind of fresh first thing in the morning.
Yeah, for sure.
When will you be getting your light foundation back in stock?
Oh, I know. I have so many problems at the moment getting stock in from Italy. Everything's made in Italy. Or, oh, Nicola! She says, love you girls. I could read that. Oh.
Nicola's, this girl can organise. We love Nicola.
Oh, she's amazing. I actually want her not only to organise my house, I want her to come and organise my life.
I know, she's amazing. She is amazing. Her and I've worked together. And actually, I've currently lost my passport, so I could do with her here because I've literally tipped everything out on the floor. And I'm really not exaggerating. I really have. So you don't need powder? No, you don't, actually. I quite like it without it. What's the other colour on the foundation, please? We've explained that. It's so you've got it all year round. When are the gift sets back in stock? The bronzer with the lip gloss.
Oh, I did a bronze with this, funnily enough.
Yummy.
For gifting. But once again, it's just, I'm working on some new gifts. So you'll have to wait for those.
Somebody else is asking, my makeup is still on, it's perfection, 9 hours, and it's not budged. Does the foundation contain SPF? Yes, it does.
30.
Thank you. I did wonder why you hadn't already got a skincare range launch, something for the future.
I know.
You should try Temple Spa facial oils. Apparently that's fabulous too. Blend, says Suzanne. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
That's what we've been doing. Is the bronzer okay for fair skin, blonde hair? Thanks.
Yes. So with bronze, effectively what you're doing is you're tanning your skin. So the only skin tone that I don't think bronze works well with is redhead. So my dearest friend Sean is the most beautiful redhead. I mean, I've got a thing about red hair, and her skin is porcelain. Do you remember Demelza in what was that? Oh, what was it called? Oh, with the white. I can't. This is menopause fog. It will come. Poldark. Remember his wife? She had that beautiful red. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Her skin tone is porcelain. It has no colour in it. It has no pink in it. It has no yellow in it. So bronze does not look natural, which is why the peach works. But apart from that, if you're fair, ultralight, you can use bronze. But the idea is you're bronzing as your skin would normally in the sun. So if you don't get a deep tan, don't.
And hence why we were saying kind of blend in around the edges and down the nose and on the jawline. It's just where the sun would hit you.
Yes, but
now I'm mindful of time, Grace, because I don't want us to cut out. Because it's now 28, so just because I will keep going till it cuts out. However, if people want to go over to the website, tell them how, explain to them how they follow you. Let's go from there.
Yeah, so we're on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, we're everywhere. Studio 10 Makeup on Instagram, Studio 10 Beauty on Facebook, website www.studio10beauty.com. But we've got loads of step-by-steps. If you go to our product pages, we have a
Studio 10 as in the number.
Yeah, Studio 10 in the number. And you know what? Email us or text us, message us on Instagram. I'm always on there and we'll answer any questions. But on the product pages, there's a how-to. You click on that and it will give you a step-by-step how-to. But the products are really easy. They're so
easy. And I think it's so true that, you know, product blended properly. I think that half the time, I'm quite tactile with using my fingers at doing my makeup as well. I always correct things with my fingers.
Yeah, I do too.
But I quite like the way it warms up makeup. What does your mascara do? Volume, lift, etc.
Well, because it's
a bit of everything, really.
It does, because
but it's very light.
It's got a treatment in it, so it conditions and nourishes the lips. Then the big brush, you can really build it to get the volume that you want and fuller, but it's not full slash, but you do get a fuller volumized. And then the comb just gives you a little bit of definition or lengthening. So the idea is it's nice one mascara. Yeah, that you can do whatever you want. Takes you from day to night.
Grace, honestly, you're such a joy. I love that. And it made such a difference. I should have done this at 9:30 this morning. I actually was guilty of, I was working out of my warehouse today, and I actually kind of skipped down there, and then I kind of whizzed into town, and then I feel like I have to apologize when people say, oh, I love the show, and I'm like, oh, I've just come from my warehouse. Like, I have to sort of over-explain why I'm not dressed up and looking like I do on the show. I find I'm making more of a statement with my eyes, as my mouth is covered so often by my mask. Totally.
Oh, absolutely.
So true.
Absolutely.
Keeping your skin well hydrated with a good moisturizer can make such a huge difference to your makeup. Absolutely.
100%.
And especially when you blend it, the big thing is this brush, the blending, it makes a massive difference.
It's the blending, and it's also moving away from powders, because you can't blend and buff a powder into the skin. It sits on top of it. So it's getting the right texture. It's a different ball game. It is a different ball game, but it doesn't need to be complicated. And when you've been through it, it's not intimidating, is it?
No, and especially with this one, that is my big kind of game changer one. And to end on this, we've got a lovely comment, which is, that's why I love your brand. It's easy to choose, not hundreds of SKUs, which is also just making everything so easy. I love the brand. And then somebody else said, I'm in love with my glow complexion. Well, thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Grace. I'm hugely grateful. I've really enjoyed that. And any questions, please don't hesitate to come to me, and I can forward them on.
Yeah, please.
Mwah.
Take care. Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.